Hey team, appreciate you following along with this series of our weekly training routines. Uh, the, just keep in mind the big takeaway here is not this is the exact science to what you should do. These are just ideas and concepts that hopefully you can take away or at least kind of stimulate some extra thought around what your training routine might look like. Again, these performances don't necessarily have to be actual games or competitions, especially considering the times we're in with a lot of sports being canceled. This might be heavy exam days. This might be some travel days, something like that, to where you have some heavier, heavier workloads, be it mental, physical, or something along those lines. So getting into this one, we're kind of getting down to some more unique situations in terms of a weekly schedule. Okay, so this is a multi-game, multi-competition per week kind of routine. So if you look here at the top, right, we're kind of, again, our first match day and then kind of going into the week. We have only a couple of days turnaround before the next competition. And then maybe it's a playoff period or a summer competition tour, something along those lines. All right, so you have a match day, maybe one day off in between or something like that. So it doesn't mean that you should necessarily step away from your workouts. There's some ways that we can, as we talked about before, kind of microdose or as bad a word as it is, micromanage those routines. So after the first day, you've got a heavy competition coming up. It's always great to make sure that you have a full solid day of rest in there somewhere, okay? Then match day +2 or match day -1, however you look at it, right? Now you're starting to get back into it a little bit, opening up, have a robust session to make sure that you're kind of priming things up a little bit. Match day, again, if this is a single match, maybe it's later in the evening, later in the day, you can do a micro strength session earlier in the day, all right? And I say micro because you're not doing a full on, this is probably do your warm up, do a very thorough warm up activation, 10, 15 minutes. And then your micro strength session, 15 minutes tops, right? And then, as you get into that next day, it's a full recovery. On your next match day, maybe that's a speed focus in the weight room. So, shorter, quicker, explosive workouts or exercises in the gym. And then, of course, you have another off day and then your other match day, which you can, whether it's a speed or a strength, whatever it is that you need at that point. Okay. Again, there's no set science here. It's whatever, you individually feel that you need. So that's one way that you can structure it and make sure that you're still kind of keeping up with your work in the gym with the stimulation, the activation, but not overexerting yourself to where you're really hindering your performance. So in the workouts, the robust session, again, these are more templates, right? And this is just kind of a choose your own ending, if we call it that, right? So the workouts themselves are themed, and then you fit the workout wherever it fits best, right? So if you feel you need some more strength, bam, you make the strength workout selection. If you feel you need a little more pick-me-up, a little more speed, a little more zest in that step, then you use the speed workout. All right, so for the robust, a lot of these workouts, a lot of these exercises for the robust can be done with body weight. Again, don't overexert yourself with the load. You can just focus on working through the movement, make sure it's good, stable, and of good quality. All right, so rear leg elevated squats, dumbbell pullovers, again, just focusing on full range of motion, lateral lunge or lateral step up, just to get that lateral stability, and of course, the hip mobility in there. Stir the pot with the bands, okay, getting a little bit of trunk stability. Good mornings or reverse hypers, okay, just trying to activate the lower back, the stabilizers there, and just kind of emphasize the hip mobility. And then dumbbell curl and press, something that's slow, something that's gonna take some concentration. Reps are super low. If need be, you can always cut that down to 2, maybe even 3 sets if you really needed to, right? Let's say if you had a rough performance or you've got some extra travel. On the strength day, simple movements, squat, single arm dumbbell incline press, pull-ups, okay? Add some weight if you want to. Dumbbell RDLs, again, for some posterior activation, dumbbell pullovers again, and then, step-ups. And the thing with the strength and the speed days is if it's the day of a game, by all means, you can feel free, cut this down to 2 sets. It seems crazy for a lot of people to think about only doing 2 sets of 4 for squats. But again, the focus is on getting you onto the field, not getting you strong in the weight room, right? So we're just looking for that little bit of stimulation, that kind of wake up in the system, rather than, really trying to make some big gains or PRs. All right. For the speed, barbell jump shrug, powered push-ups. Okay. Be careful with that because the impact on the wrist can be concerning for some. So maybe it's just maybe it's a band push-up to where you're accelerating out the bottom. Single arm barbell landmine jerks. Okay. Again, something that's full body, that's, kind of quick and explosive. With the floor press, we're not going all the way down, so we're not stressing the shoulder too much, but you can explode out of that bottom position. Concentric squats at the bottom or at the end, again, just so we're focused on that top half and really accelerating out. And then, of course, the med ball side throws. And you can imagine here that if you're only doing 2 sets of each, you're just getting that quick fire within the system, and you're going to be in and out of there pretty quick, right? 2 sets, I mean, you can do each of those in under 5 minutes. So, 10 minutes, 12 minutes tops, you should be out of there. Plenty of time to rest for the game or for the competition coming up later. All right, so these are some ideas and some suggestions on what you can do and how you can manage your multi-match, multi-competition weeks. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send me an email. Love to answer any questions, have a chat, help you out more.